folks, what's going on? This is Ben and Flower Gaming coming at you today with a Raid Shadow Legends video. We got going on here the Supreme Elhain Fragment Collection events are going on. It is the weekend, so it is time to do the Summon Rush. Points seem pretty high for this final one here at 4,300, but it shouldn't be any problem if you got enough Sacreds and Voids saved up. I believe there is 10 times on, we got a 10-time chance for Supreme Aethel. She brings in attacks one enemy on her A1. If there are any enemies under freeze debuff, also attacks them. Decreases enemy attack by 3% whenever this champion hits an enemy with this skill, stacks up to 30%. Also increases this champion's attack by 30% whenever they hit an enemy with this skill. She's got an AoE that will ignore strength and ally protection and unkillable buffs on enemies under freeze with a 100% chance of placing a freeze debuff for one turn. So ideally, you really want to be pairing her with a freeze champion just to get the best use out of her kit. And then she's also placing an increased attack buff, an increased crit rate buff, and a shield buff on her for 3 turns, then grants an extra turn. And the value of the shield is proportional to her attack. And her passive here has a 15% chance of placing a freeze debuff on the attackers for 1 turn. When hit while under a shield buff, has a 35% chance of placing a freeze debuff on all enemies for 1 turn whenever a shield buff on this champion is removed by damage. And increase attack in arena battles by 35%. We've also got Mashald, the Beast King himself. Attacks one enemy, heals this champion by 30% of the damage inflicted, and then will attack all enemies under leech debuff. And he hits hard. Then he's also placing an increased speed and increased crit damage buff on all allies for 2 turns with a True Fear and a leech, and then places a True Fear and leech debuff on all enemies for 2 turns and grants an extra turn. He's then coming in with an A3 attack one enemy, has an 80% chance of stealing all buffs, booked up to 100%, places a heal reduction buff, and also places 2 15 continuous heal buffs on him for 3 turns. Damage increases by 50% against targets that have no buffs, which also smacks really hard. We got Kyoku. Kyoku would be a great champion for me to get on these pulls, but we all know 10 times they don't work out very well. And Samson the Masher. Interesting little dude. What does he bring to the table? Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 35% chance of placing a stun for 1 turn. Attacks all enemy. Removes all increased defense buffs from enemies before attacking. Places an extra hit if the attack kills an enemy. What's he got here? And then places an increased accuracy buff on all allies for 3 turns. Also places an increased crit damage buff on this champion for 3 turns. Then grants an extra turn. Well, he's just taking extra turns and extra hits here. And then his passive decreases the damage this champion receives from critical hits by 20%. Counterattacks the attacker when hit with a critical attack. Has a 50% chance of counterattacking the attacker when hit with a strong, normal, or weak hit. Interesting kit. But as you can see here, we're at 50. I didn't finish the Dungeon Divers one in time. But we did get our artifact enhancement done today, so we got the 5 fragments there. We're going to be pulling all of our shards. So we will be ended up getting these 20 fragments here. And then we have completed the Dragon Tournament. The Classic Arena. And the Champion Training Tournament. And tomorrow we've got dropping another Classic Arena and the Ice Golem Tournament. And at the same time of all this happening, we do got the Hero's Path of the Clover for St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Have a drink on me. We get points here by upgrading champions or getting artifacts and accessories. Now the tree does look pretty heavy with a lot of stuff. Would love to get this Eternal Soul Stone, the Immortal Soul Stone, books, all of it. I just want all of it. Could care less for that, but I would want all of it. And we're going to work our way and hopefully get as much as we can. So let's get in and start with our shard pulls. We're going to start with the Sacreds. Don't think we're going to get any, but luck was with us last time. Maybe luck is with us this time. Let's see what we got. Okay, first shard, we got Fodbor the Bard. Let's see, bring in attacks one enemy 3 times, 15% chance of placing a 100% heal reduction for 2 turns. Books up to 30%. Attacks one enemy, 80% chance of stealing 2 random buffs from the target, and an 80% chance of placing a stunning buff for 1 turn instead if the target has no buffs. Books up to 100%. And what do we got here? We got an AoE decreased defense. That's simple and easy. We want gold. Any gold. No gold. Got a soul drinker here. Good little bomb champion for Bommel if you don't have any, if you're not doing the, or if you're doing the bomb route. No gold from the Sacred, but we do get a new one. Edna Moonbeam. What we got here with Enda. Oh, Enda. Attacks one enemy. 30% chance of placing a decreased defense for 2 turns. Attacks 3 times at random. Each hit has a 75% chance of increase the duration of a random debuff on the target for 1 turn. And then an AoE Leech. And then increase this champion's speed by 2 for each enemy under a Leech debuff. Alright then. I don't know how I feel about him. I mean, the passive and the AoE would look really cool in tandem, but the rest of his kit doesn't really do it for me. But let's move into the Voids. For the Voids, I have to be near my Mercy counter, I would hope. I don't remember the last Void legendary I pulled. But we're not looking out good here. We do get a Seer, and Seer is great. Best wave clear in the entire game here. Especially with this Karma Burn, removes all buffs from all allies and enemies, and attacks all enemies. Damage increases according to the number of removed buffs, and a 50% chance of placing a sleep debuff on all enemies. And she really gets those speed runs going. But we don't need her. We got one already. Let's see what we got here for the next 10. Cardinal. If you put her in that stone skin in the arena, she will keep your team alive. Give you a second chance at life. But we got nothing happy here. And let's get our 5 pulled. And we open up with a Cold Heart, who is probably one of the best rares in the game, just because of that Heart Seeker. Attacks one enemy, decreases the turn meter by 100%, has an extra 30% chance of inflicting a critical hit, and damage increases according to the enemy max HP. And she is a great champion to get. Alright, Malebranche will pass. Confessor, pass. I don't think we're going to walk away with the Void Legendary today. Dagger, no thank you. And the final Void, we get an Armatine Skeleton. Ugh. Such heartbreaking. Maybe I can get one more. Nope. One more day. 15. Nah, I'm not going to waste it on that one void. And let's go in and let's get our ancients pulled here. Nice sea of blues, am I right? Between this pull session and the last pull session, I'm sure I'm not going to get any gold. I pulled a lot of gold last time and all my counters have been reset. Let's go in and get these last 9 pulled. Steel Bowyer. She's also a nice rare to have just because she also brings an enemy max HP, but it is an AoE enemy max HP. Grinner, Mr. Smiley. Elder Schmelder. Alright, 4 more. Come on, let's see something juicy. Something worthwhile here. Death Chanter. Hexweaver. 2 more. Let's see what we get. Let's hope we get something good. Let's get something good. Nothing good there. And nothing good. Well, these were a sad bunch of shard pulls. Nothing great, but that does do us wonders for the summon rush. Practically completed it. And just like that, boom. I got a few shards on my... Oop, and we got the Elder Scar and some Immortal Soul Essence. I got a few shards on the free-to-play account, so I'm going to hop over to that one and be right back. Alright guys, we're back here on the free-to-play account. We don't have much to work with, but we'll take anything we can get on this account. Don't have really much as far as champions goes. Still slow working. Just kind of leveling food. Nothing great here. Nothing to write home about. We'll put him there. But let's see what we get, if we get anything at all. Oh, a blue. Pass. And 3 ancient shards. Lambert, I think he has a nice little kit here. Yep, he is decent. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 25% chance of filling a random ally's turn meter by 5%. Attacks all enemies. Places a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. And then heals a target ally by 25% of their max HP and places a block revive on them for 2 turns. And I think he brings speed in all battles by 15%. Oh look, a witness. Nothing I don't need. And for the final shard, do we get anything good? No. Beast Wrestler. Let me check here. Oh yeah, we'll get that one here. We get one more shard. Ah, nothing. Valerie. Not doing the fragment. Don't have the resources to get any of this done. As you can see here, I have nowhere near what I need to do to get Supreme Alhaine as much as I would like to get her on this account. But it is not happening. me see. Was there anything in the clan shop I can buy? And nope, not a thing. Alright guys, that's all we have for this video. Just a bunch of trash shard pulls. We'll see you around next time. Take care.